Hey everyone, Chris here for MobileNations.com, and as you may or may not know, the Android version of Instagram was released today to the Google Play Store. And what we're actually going to do is go ahead and have a quick look at some of the differences between the iOS version and the Android version. There are a few subtle differences, nothing drastically major between the two, but there are a few. So let's go ahead and fire them up and give you guys a quick look at what is different. One of the very first things that you'll notice is the tabs at the bottom are slightly different on the Android version. When highlighted, the Android version actually gets a blue accent highlighted on them so that you know exactly which tab that you're on versus the Android version, which actually just stays black. The next item that is slightly different but also debatable in certain ways is that when you click on your profile, on the Android version, when you tap on the profile, you're automatically taken to your photos, and then you have to tap on the menu to be able to go ahead and get into the full set of options. On the iOS version, when you tap on your profile, you're automatically taken to the menu options, and from there you have to tap on your photos to be able to see your total Instagram timeline. I say it's debatable because basically if I close out of this application right now and go on and do whatever else, the next time that I open it and tap on my profile, it's automatically going to load up my profile page. So it's not totally drastically different, and it's not totally something that you can't change yourself depending on how you actually set up your Instagram. When we go ahead and we take a photo, on the Android version, you get a pop-up rather than the buttons at the bottom, the menu changes. You can choose to take a picture from your camera, or you can choose to take one from your gallery, much like the iOS version, which allows you to take one from the camera roll or just automatically go ahead and take a picture. In this case, what we're going to do is go ahead and take one from the camera roll and take one from the gallery. And when we take one from the here, this is another section where there are some slight differences between the two as well. The cropping, when you actually go ahead and you crop your photo, it is slightly different on the Android version in how you go about doing it. You do have the built-in Android cropping mechanism here, so you can go ahead and crop your photo. Personally, I actually like the Android version a little bit better because sometimes there are some photos that I load up on iOS that don't essentially fit into the cropping system on iOS, and then I just end up getting frustrated and never actually uploading the photo to Instagram because I couldn't get it to fit. The menu options are slightly different as well. Discard versus cancel, accept versus choose. Again, nothing huge, nothing drastic, but something to go ahead and be aware of. Now, when it comes to filters, most of the filters are identical, except for you don't have the circle blur option on Android, nor do you have the tilt shift option on Android. It's just simply not there. It's taken out of the menu. And when it comes to the actual filters that are selectable, some of them are in a different order. Some of them do have, well, actually, I've only realized one that has a different name. X Pro has X Pro 2 on iOS. And when you swap your filters there, you may notice that there is a little bit of a lag between the actual versions. On Android, it's debatable that it's a little bit slower, but really I think it comes down to the specs of your device, and given that the Android version is actually optimized for ice cream sandwich, that could be a little bit of a difference that some folks have been seeing as well, because as we know it, not all Android devices have ice cream sandwich right now. So we'll just go ahead and tap on that, X Pro and X Pro 2 on that one. And from there, like you can see, the Lux menu option is up top on Android, and it's down bottom. Again, nothing drastic. So we'll just go ahead and tap on that, and tap on next. Then once it actually processes, again, we start to see some of the subtle differences between the two applications. When it comes to sharing specifically, because the Android version has Twitter, it has Facebook, it has Foursquare, and it has Tumblr. But it doesn't have some of the other options that are available, such as Flickr and Posterous. The email option is automatically built directly into the iOS version as well. But Flickr and Posterous are probably the most reasonable ones that are missing that people will notice. No Flickr integration is something that may come later on. Who knows? But Posterous, well, Twitter bought Posterous, so that's not necessarily a big deal, really, because Posterous is kind of on its way out the door. But that's pretty much it. And when you actually go ahead and you upload your app or your picture, you'll see that it is pretty quick to go ahead and upload. So you see that you have both of the pictures automatically uploaded there. Was one faster than the other? Not really. Some of the menu systems, some of that may be a little bit slower to go ahead and load. But overall, it's pretty much identical. Some of the menu options, stuff like that. Nothing really drastic. But that's pretty much it. That's it. Android, iOS, Instagram. I'm done. Take care, guys.